Joining me in the studio for a bit of a chat in regards to the Southern Stampede Over the Top Rumble coming to the Kaiapoi Club on the August 29th. We have Jay, the Hustler, the light heavyweight unified championship wrestling champion. Jay, welcome to Compass FM, man.
Thank you.
Hey, I said you were the middleweight before, but you're the light heavyweight. That's the next one up, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm not quite heavy enough to be a heavyweight, but I'm heavy enough to be a light heavyweight champion.
You're a champion, bro. That's absolutely fantastic. You've been doing wrestling for how long? How long have you been doing it?
5.5 years I've actually been a professional wrestler, and I spent about 2.5 years before that training to get to the level that I'm at now.
So everything, attitude, diet, exercise, the whole lot.
You name it. Yep, I've had to change my whole lifestyle. Obviously training, I've had to give up naughty habits.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're a clean living light heavyweight unified championship wrestling wrestler.
I am indeed.
That's fantastic. I see. I'm from the era, and my mother was a massive fan of. You probably heard of On the Mat,
Yep.
a TV show. It was iconic.
Steve Rickard.
Absolutely,
Yep.
It was an absolute iconic TV show in the 70s. So I grew up on a wrestling. Then went into the WWF in the 80s with Steamboat. I can't remember his name, but Ricky Steamboat, Hulk Hogan, all of that. So the Ultimate Warrior was my favourite. I actually really liked the Ultimate Warrior. Why did you get the bug for wrestling, or why?
So it's a funny story. I was sitting in my bedroom one day and my cousin comes into my bedroom and he's like, "Hey bro, come watch this." So I went out to the lounge and started watching wrestling, and I was captivated by all the glitz, the glamour, the athleticism, the showmanship, the entertainment value. It was just amazing. And then a couple of weeks into it, my mum came into the room and she was watching what I was watching. She's like, "Why are you watching this? Like, what's so good about this?" I was like, "Mum, it's really cool. They do back flips and front flips and they beat each other up and they throw each other over the top rope and it's just amazing." And she's like, "Oh my God, this is rubbish."
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, Jake the Snake Roberts comes out.
Brilliant.
And I was like, Mum, what's this guy like? He's got a snake in that bag and he's going to throw it in the ring." And she didn't fall in love with the snake. She fell in love with Jake. And from then on, she allowed me to watch wrestling just because she wanted to watch wrestling, to watch Jake the Snake Roberts.
If I may say so, Jay, you have a similarity to Jake the Snake. You got long hair. I imagine when you get a bit of a sweat up, you can throw it all around the place and all that sort of stuff. You actually do remind me of Jake the Snake Roberts.
Well, thank you.
Because back in the day, there was Hacksaw Jim Duggan. There was the Undertaker came a wee bit later on. I'm thinking of the Big Boss Man. This is my era in the 80s. So then it moved into the 90s, and you carried on going with the wrestling. And somewhere along the line, relatively recently, in the last 7 or 8 years, you decided, I'm going to give this a go.
Yeah, so I was sitting at home one day and just by fluke, I think it was on Māori television, I seen a company up north and they had their own little TV spot and I was watching it and I was like, "Oh my God, there's wrestling in New Zealand. Oh my God." And so with the invention of Facebook, I was able to look it up, find out where it was, and it was a company up in Auckland.
Yeah.
And so I hollered at them and I was like, "Hey, look, big fan. I think I can bring something to the table. How do I get into training?" And they're like, "Well, we only do training up here in Auckland." And I was like, "Well, I'm not that rich. Like, I can't afford to fly up to Auckland every week, blah, blah, blah." So they put me in touch with some people in Wellington. And I had the same conversation with them and I was like, "Look, I can't afford to go to Wellington every week just to train."
Yeah.
So they put me in touch with somebody in Blenheim and I had the exact same conversation with them. And then they were like, "Well, hey, look, 2 of our guys have actually recently moved down to Christchurch. Get in touch with them." So I hit these guys up and they were like, "We've started a 10-week training course. You'll start 3 weeks behind, so you'll need to catch up."
Yeah.
And on the next training day, I think it might have been a Tuesday, I rocked in with my fees and paid them straight up. And I was like, "I'm here to learn." And 5 years later, I am your unified light heavyweight champion.
That is pretty cool. You've got a bout coming up on August the 29th. What do we expect to see? Paint a picture. What are we going to see on August the 29th?
What are we going to see from me?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to see high flying. You're going to see some technical wrestling. Hopefully, I don't have to get into my street smarts and start brawling. But if it does go that way, then I'm going to have to pull those little tricks out of my bag. And
hey, if Cool Sky is going to get dirty on you, you're going to get dirty on him.
Well, that's pretty much the way it goes. Yep, whatever it takes to win.
Whatever it takes to win. That's absolutely fantastic. So you're the athlete. You come off some of the ropes. You do the jumps. You do the throws. All of the stuff that you would see on TV. You're going to see in Kaiapoi on August 29th.
You got it.
And this belt of yours, the Light Heavyweight Unified Championship Wrestling belt, it's up for grabs with against or Cool Guy Sky. Sounds like a pussy to me. Just
well, no, I've actually been a big fan of Cool Guy Sky.
Okay.
He's a guy from down in Invercargill, so he's coming up to try and take my title off me, and he's just as athletic as I am. He's also quite entertaining and very charismatic.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a great, entertaining match.
Absolutely. Cool Guy Sky. I was only kidding when I called you a pussy. No, you're a
He's
good
in
guy.
Invercargill. He can't hear a word you're saying.
Oh, there's the internet. I just want to say, Jay the Hustler, where is it going to be?
It's going to be at the Kaiapoi Club on the 29th of August. Not only will you see me in action, but you'll get to see 20 other men fighting for a chance to have, I think it's going to be for the heavyweight title.
Yes.
And it's going to be an over-the-top rope battle, or Royal Rumble, pretty much.
I was about to say, this would be something that I'd be used to, Royal Rumble or the things that you see at WrestleMania, that sort of thing.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
King of the Ring?
Yep.
And whoever wins that is going to, and they come in at specific times, ding, someone else
Yeah,
joins.
so two people will start at the start of the match, and then I think it's every 90 seconds another entrant will enter the ring, and the only way to get eliminated from the match is get thrown over the top rope.
That is absolutely outstanding. It's going to be at the Kaiapoi Club, August the 29th. It is over the top Rumble, the Southern Stampede, where you're going to put your Unified Championship Wrestling belt up for grabs. It's the light heavyweight. Tickets, adults $15, children $10. There is a family pass. I imagine that would be a good one to go for, $45. Door opens at 5:30. The first bell tings off at 6 o'clock in the evening. It sounds like a night's worth of entertainment.
Look, for anybody that's ever been iffy or always thought that wrestling's fake, come along, come watch what we do.
Yeah.
Yes, it is predetermined, but I tell you what, you will not get a better night's entertainment for the value of money that you're getting. Not only do you get the opportunity to meet some of the wrestlers and get photos and get handshakes. I mean, I've had moments. Look, my favourite moment is an out-of-the-ring experience where I had a autistic child come up to me. A dad brought his child to the show.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to meet him before the show, and he gave me a high five and a hug. After the show, I seen him again, and again, he gave me a high five, a hug, big smiles. I got a photo with him, and out of the corner of my eye, I seen his dad breaking down because I'd brought this kid out of his little box that he lives in, and just elevated his spirit, and it was the most heartwarming thing that I've ever been a part of.
That is so cool.
That is why myself and every other wrestler in New Zealand do what we do. It's to entertain the fans and to lift people's spirits, especially this time with COVID.
Absolutely.
I mean, we need something positive in our lives, and a night's entertainment, you can't beat it.
$15 for an adult. That's pretty cheap entertainment. Children $10, families $45. We've got all the information here. In fact, we are promoting it on Compass FM. I do my Macho Man Randy Savage impersonation on the ad. It's a oh yeah.
I've heard.
Oh, you have?
I have. Yes, I have. And I have to say I am very impressed.
There you go, Jay the Hustler, putting your light heavyweight belt, the Unified Championship Wrestling belt, on the line August 29th. Good luck to you.
Thank
all right,
you.
And I appreciate you coming into Compass FM and having a bit of a chat to us. It's really cool.
Not a problem. Thank you very much.
Go well.